I get a feeling it's going to be a riot.
I don't read the newspapers because they all have ugly friends.
At the starting of the week, at Summit Talks, you'll hear them speak. It's only Monday. Negotiations breaking down. See the leaders start to frown. It's more than Monday.
We are back with another edition of your favorite morning show, The Daily Dose on the Guerrilla Radio Network.
We'll be sitting, taking lunch. The news will hit you like a punch. It's only Tuesday.
Ask your doctor if the Daily Dose is right for you. Common side effects include sarcasm, informed opinions, and wondering how the hell these people got elected. The Daily Dose starts now. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the next edition of your Daily Dose. You're listening to us live on the Guerrilla Radio Network. It is Thursday, June 25th, 2026. And we are coming to you live with another edition of your favorite morning show. We get you the news that you want to hear. We get you the shit you don't want to hear. We get you the other crap that doesn't matter to anyone in the world except for whoever it applies to at the moment. We scour the internet for stories, and we look for fun stuff to talk about, and we look for important stuff to talk about as well at the same time. So without any hesitation, let's just go ahead and get into the show. I apologize for not being here the last couple of days. Unfortunately, duty calls, and sometimes my work schedule would require me to be there during studio hours, and that's what happened the last couple of days. So again, we're back today. We try to do this show pretty much Monday through Friday, but like I said, unfortunately, sometimes work gets in the way, and the job that actually pays me, I guess I have to do what they ask me to do so I can continue to get a paycheck because I need to pay my bills and all that stupid adult stuff that none of us ever worried about when we were kids. But yeah, so anyway, busy couple days for me, but I'm back now, and we're gonna have our Daily Dose show today and tomorrow without any interruption or delays. So let's get into the show a little bit further. Let's start off with our local weather. Again, we broadcast out of Palm Harbor, Florida. So with that being said, this may not apply to your certain demographic. Stand by.
You look at where the rain has fallen over the past week, and you can really start to see that trend with that west wind. You see throughout those interior locations, southeastern Polk County, right around 6 inches of rain, 6-7 inches of rain in the Highlands County, and all that rain pushing over onto the other side of the state. And we've had some rain here on the west coast, but you see it is not much. Most areas trace to a few hundredths of an inch of rain. So as we head into next week, signs are that pattern will break down. We'll start to pick up more of that east and southeasterly wind, which should start to push those rain chances back onto our side of the state. But still today, we're stuck with those winds pushing most of that activity away from the coastline. 81 degrees right now here in Tampa, Clearwater 78, Sarasota 80 degrees, some mid 70s, some lower 70s as you head over towards Frostproof at 70 degrees. And then up across the northern part of the state, Tallahassee at 72, Gainesville 71 degrees. And those dew point numbers showing ever so slightly lower dew points up across the northern part of the state. Still on the humid side, but it's a little bit less. They're not running in the 70s, which is a bonus for them. And the reason why is we actually have a front which is strung out across the northern part of the state. It's a weak boundary, but it's been just enough to sink to the south and bring in ever so slightly drier air up across the northern part of the state. But south of that, nothing has changed for us. It's still hot. It's still humid. We're still looking at that heat index into the low 100s as we head through the afternoon. We still have this ridge that's just camped out and extending over the state, and that's what's been keeping our rain chances low on the west coast and then pushing everything away from the coast. Otherwise, you look across the rest of the country and you're seeing more of these fronts working their way through. And temperatures, they've been pleasant. You're still looking at some 60s across the northeast, back into Ohio and Indianapolis. But things are going to start to change over the next several days because this big ridge, this big high working its way in across the east, and loads of heat will be building in. And that means the rest of the east is joining in with the kind of heat that we have been seeing as we go into the weekend and into next week. So watch the Fox weather model as we go through the afternoon. You see some of these storms developing, but again, you notice where the rain is. It's away from the coastline and it's working its way even further inland. So southeastern Polk County down towards Highlands County as we head into late this afternoon, heading into this evening. Storms will wind down. We'll clear out the skies. We'll see a few scattered showers developing once again as we go through the day. But you see those rain chances still in those inland spots as we go through Friday. So our forecast goes like this for today. Partly cloudy, storms mainly inland, daytime high and 93 degrees. And then as we head into tonight, any of the storms that are around, they wind down, partly cloudy skies, overnight low down to 81. And we do it all over again for tomorrow, daytime high right back up to 93 degrees. On the water, winds are out of the west at 5 to 10 knots. Look at that Gulf temperature now, up to 90 degrees, seas at 2 feet, light chop on the bays and inland waters. Next high tide comes up at 10:56 this morning. 7-day forecast, rain chances holding between about 30 to 40%. But look at these daytime highs, 93 to 94 degrees through the weekend and into.
Good Lord have mercy. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I say it every day. It is nasty out there. Hot. Very hot. Yesterday at work too, it was horrible because in the main dining area where I work in a retirement community, and I'm the executive chef for the production of the food. And excuse me, in the main dining area where the folks that live there eat 2 meals a day, they had to take the air conditioning down because they're working on some part in the air conditioning system, and they had to take it offline and shut it down for like 2.5 hours. Oh my God, it was miserable. The floors started to sweat. You know what I mean? It was that bad. It was absolutely horrible inside of there. And I don't know if it was hotter outside or inside yesterday. That was for the first 2.5 hours of my day yesterday. It was absolutely miserable. But they got it back up and running, and then we had a little bit of comfort moving forward for the rest of the day. But yeah, it's just hot, nasty. It's muggy out there. So again, I can't stress enough, if you're outside working, stay hydrated, because we don't want you dying. Now, there's this thing going on in Florida, and I just got wind of this. You know, you go to the gas stations all the time and you see these little like bottles or little vials of shit that they sell, and it's got the kratom in there, or the kratom, or however the hell you pronounce that word. I guess it's some sort of like an herbal supplement, but it's apparently what they do is they take this product and they advertise it as like a way to wean yourself off of alcohol if you're an alcoholic, or other drugs, I guess. And what happens is people start taking this instead of the other substances that they were using previously as a means to get away from it. And then they get hooked on this shit, and they continue to buy it, they continue to buy it, they continue to buy it. And then, you know, the side effects could, you know, be catastrophic, leading up to death. And in this story that I'm about to play right now, apparently Florida, the Sunshine State, we are trying to ban these what they call gas station morphine. That's horrible. You know what I mean? When your nickname, when you create a product and you market it and you sell it, and then you're given the nickname gas station morphine, that's just a horrible nickname. You have to know at that point that you know, you're doing something wrong for society by producing this product. But they're apparently trying to ban this quote gas station morphine unquote from being sold in Florida, and they're passing legislation about it because it's killing people.
First here at 5, the state of Florida is cracking down even harder on what officials are calling gas station morphine.
It is a highly addictive substance that parents say can ruin lives more quickly than you ever thought. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is live in Tampa. And Evan, the Attorney General announced a new push today to make these drugs harder to get.
Well, and sometimes it can take only a matter of days for someone to try it, become addicted to it, and then die. The state says that the companies behind the product seem to do whatever they can to evade the rules.
Beautiful.
Patty Wheeler found the splashy packaging in her son Wyatt's bathroom.
and thought, uh-oh.
He told me, Mom, don't worry about this. This is just an herbal supplement.
Her intuition was, unfortunately, spot on.
They'll buy one, and then a week later, they're buying 5 and 6 and 10. And
Wyatt's experimentation ended after only 6 weeks, when he died of an overdose of a concentrate that included a poisonous kratom, or what the Florida Attorney General is calling 7-OH, or gas station morphine.
Wyatt died in his brother's arms, having a seizure.
The Attorney General announced today he is extending an emergency rule that will keep 7-OH as a Schedule I narcotic. Since 2013, medical examiners in Florida have linked 587 overdoses to similar compounds. The new order will extend to the ingredients that make 7-OH to also make those Schedule I narcotics.
But the reality is, evildoers will try to skirt the system. They will try to dodge, deviate, and come up with new ways to profit over public safety.
The Agriculture Commissioner says last year the state removed 23,000 packages of gas station morphine from store shelves for violating packaging rules.
How about that? Isn't that's insane? You know, I mean, that you can just go to the gas station and buy this stuff. Well, up till recently, legally, without any repercussions, as far as the law is concerned. I mean, that's amazing that this stuff is allowed to be produced and then distributed to the public without any type of testing or any type of or there's got to be some sort of a fail-safe set in place. That's awesome that they're passing this legislation, or this law in order to ban this product from being distributed. That's wonderful that they've caught on and they're doing that. But I mean, how do we stop it from getting in the pipeline in the first place? That's what needs to happen. They need to cut the source off somehow and intercept it before it makes it to the shelves. I mean, all these new products, I think there needs to be some sort of a testing or facility or something that they have to go through. I mean, hell, you try to open a restaurant, you can't just go and open a restaurant. You have to go through a series of inspections and tests and, sanitation, training to make sure that you're able to produce a product that's not going to endanger the public. So, not to cross-contaminate, or, not to, the holding time on meats and things when they go bad, what to look for so that you don't produce bacteria and so on and so forth. And, why is it so loose when it comes to these drugs that literally are killing people? How come there's no, mandates on testing the product before it actually gets shipped to the, to the location where you can buy it? That's what they need to look into, and that's what they need to figure out. That's great. Like I said, that they're able to pull it from the shelves and make it a narcotic. That's wonderful. But I mean, it shouldn't have even gotten that far in the first place. It shouldn't have made it to the shelf in order to name it a narcotic. It should have been named a narcotic before it even made it to the shelf. So I don't know. I think I don't know how to do it. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just talking out of my ass on this deal because that just seems like the answer to the problem. But I don't know. Maybe there's no way to intercept that. I have no idea. But anyway, so this kid died. Apparently he overdosed on it. He was trying to get off of drinking the booze, started eating a bunch of kratom, and next thing you know, he's dead. He's dead as can be. Dead as can be. In other news, we have some horrible earthquakes that have just taken place. Venezuela got rocked by a bad one. I believe California got rocked by one that was semi-bad, and Japan got rocked by one, all within hours of each other, from what I understand. And it's what the hell's going on out there? I mean, there's just so many. How many earthquakes have we talked about in this show over the course of the last few weeks? I mean, it just seems like earthquakes and tornadoes, and the wind and the rain. Why?
A 7.1 magnitude earthquake rocking Venezuela, and separate quakes reported in California and Japan. I want to show you some of the video. We are just now getting into it. These chaotic moments on the streets of Caracas, dust filling the air after the capital there in Venezuela felt that intense shaking. You see people walking around, some of them looking confused. A baseball game coming to a halt, people running for safety. You see the light fixture up there swaying, people running for safety to the center of the field. Just hours before that, we saw a 5.6 quake hitting Northern California, knocking shelves of food to the ground. We're also following a 6.9 quake in Japan with tsunami advisories in effect there. There's a lot going on, lot to watch. We've got Bill Karen standing by. But I want to start with Aaron Gilchrist joining us now, because it seems that the most significant of these is the one that just happened late today in Venezuela. Aaron, what do we know about the possibility of any injuries, about how people are doing there?
Less than an hour ago, this happened, Hallie, and at this point, there aren't any reports about any serious injuries or any major damage having happened here. But obviously, a 7.1 magnitude earthquake is a major earthquake, and this was one that happened a little after 6 o'clock Eastern time, apparently in the northwestern part of Venezuela. So putting it very much near the coast of Venezuela, the Caribbean coast of Venezuela. There are reports that there could have been some of the shaking felt in parts of Colombia, and as you've been saying, this video that we're seeing now out of the Caracas area, which is more than 100 miles away from where we believe the epicenter of this earthquake was, and still we see the shaking. You see people who felt that shaking running into the streets, getting reports about buildings with cracks potentially in some of these buildings. We've been hearing reports about bottles being knocked off of shelves in stores in this area, and obviously people very much concerned about their safety, running into the streets, trying to get to safe spaces, potentially to open spaces in case there were any buildings that might collapse. And again, at this,
that's nuts. You know what I mean? It's just, again, it's amazing that there's just so many goddamn earthquakes that have been happening for the last couple weeks. You know, they're everywhere. Yeah. So anyway, bunch of crazy shit going on out there that's not finally related to Donald Trump. Yeah, you know, but if the thing about it is, if Donald Trump was the president of Venezuela, he would have stopped the earthquake before it ever happened. You know what I mean? Because he's got that type of power and that type of authority. He would have been able to, you know, call the earthquake ahead of time and let the earthquake know that, hey, listen, you know what I mean? I'm the boss here. You know, you guys, you know, the earthquake people. It's obviously the earthquakes are controlled by Democrats, you know, because they control the weather as well. So, you know, they control what's above the ground, they control what's below the ground. And so Donnie T would have just called the Democratic Party and said, hey, listen, you know, I know what you guys are up to. So go ahead and don't hit that button and make the earthquake in Venezuela, California, or Japan, because I'm the boss, motherfuckers. We got some other news going on right now, which is some news in sports.
Holy Jesus.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat.
So apparently, there's a Detroit Lion cornerback that is being implicated in an attack with a few of his friends, and he got arrested in beautiful Tampa, Florida. Apparently, well, I'll let the clip roll and you can hear it, and then I'll talk about the details afterwards.
Breaking news tonight, as we told you earlier in the show, Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold has been arrested. Arnold turned himself in, and the city of Tampa, Florida says he is facing multiple felony charges in connection to a violent robbery and kidnapping case from earlier this year. The charges stem from an incident in February where 3 teenagers were reportedly held at gunpoint, beaten, and robbed by several people allegedly associated with Arnold. We have reached out to the Lions, and they said they are aware of the legal situation regarding Terrion Arnold, but will not comment at this time out of respect for the ongoing legal process. We just received a statement from Arnold's PR team. They say, quote, Terrion Arnold categorically denies any involvement in the matters underlying the allegations made against him and maintains his innocence. There is no credible evidence linking Mr. Arnold to these allegations. Instead, the government appears to be relying on testimony from multiple convicted felons who have admitted their own involvement and may have substantial incentives to shift blame in an effort to lessen their sentences. Mr. Arnold looks forward to his day in court and is confident that the judicial process will lead to his ultimate vindication.
There you have it. So, yeah, apparently he wasn't directly involved, is what other reports are saying. But he did, from what I understand on other reports that I read about this story, as the attack was happening, it was being live streamed, and he was watching it on the live stream as it happened. And from what the people that did get arrested said, they said that he's the one that gave the order to do it. So it was under his direction to go in and make this attack happen. And then as the attack happened, since he wasn't there personally, he elected to watch it on a live stream, probably like a Facebook or YouTube or something like that. How sick are you? You know, when you go and you beat and you kill and and you take some idiot just takes out their phone and says, you know what, here's a good idea, because this is going to get us Facebook famous or TikTok famous. We're going to go ahead and videotape ourselves killing this guy for public enjoyment so that the public can tune in and watch this. We might get a few 100,000 likes on this video. You know what I mean? We've been trying to get likes before, and all attempts have been unsuccessful moving forward, with everything that we've tried to do. We'll upload a quick video clip of us dancing to a TikTok video, and I might get a few hundred likes on that. But now I've come up, the genius behind this is I've come up with a great idea. We're going to go kill somebody, and we're going to live stream it, because I got a feel in my heart that it's going to get us more than a couple hundred views. So that is what the mentality of these idiots are today. And we've got the puppet master, this cornerback for the Lions. He's up there pulling the strings, telling them to do it. And and at what point, you finally made it. You've been breaking your ass, playing football, training your whole life. This guy, it's not like he just walked onto the field in the beginning of the season and said, hey, you guys, I saw your ad on LinkedIn or on Indeed for a cornerback, and I want to apply for the job. This kid's been breaking his ass for his entire life up to this point to get to that level of sportsmanship. And you finally achieve greatness. I mean, to be in the NFL, even the worst player in the NFL is a better athlete than 99.9% of the general population. You know what I mean? So this kid, he goes out there, he gets the job. He's the cornerback. He's playing for the Detroit Lions. Dream come true. Then you just go and piss it all away by doing something stupid like this. And your entire life, your dreams and everything that you've looked forward to achieving because of your illustrious career that you have now is coming crashing down, and you'll never, ever be a part of it again. You know what I mean? Ever. Unless you're Michael Vick. You can kill a few dogs at that point, and then you become a host on a sports show on the weekends. But he's the exception of the rule. But this guy will never, if he gets convicted, he'll never play football. His name will be erased from the memory of the Detroit Lions, because he's a black spot on their organization now at this point, and he'll never play again. But yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the mentality, but you see it all too many times where these kids go and do stupid shit like this. Like they'll go into a nightclub with a gun and they'll just shoot somebody, or they'll go kill somebody in the street. They'll drive their car, 120 miles an hour down the street and wreck it into somebody else while they're completely piss-faced drunk. Or, worst case scenario, they'll send their friends into a house, 3 friends to go and kill somebody. You see these stories way too often, and it always amazes me every time I see them, because it just doesn't make any goddamn sense to me why they would just piss everything away for that. But I don't know. I guess maybe I'm an idiot, or maybe I'm not an idiot, but one of the two apply to this scenario. And I'm not sure which one it is yet, but we'll figure it out. John Morgan of the infamous Morgan & Morgan law firm has announced a winning name for his new political party. And I don't necessarily like it. I don't dislike it. But for all of you who don't know, he was running a contest, and he was going to award the winner of the contest $100,000 for the individual or individuals that come up with the best name for his new political party. This contest has been going on for a few months now. It was announced a few months ago that he's going to start a new political party. So it's not going to be either Democrat related, it's not going to be Republican related, it's not going to be the Green Party or the Whig Party. It's going to be his own political party. So they just finalized the name, and just here's a little snippet of what it's going to be called.
Common Ground Party. That is the official name John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan just revealed for the third political party that he wants to launch right here in Florida. More than 35,000 people helped select that name, too. The company says more than 250 people independently submitted the same name. They're going to split a $100,000 prize for that, too. Morgan says his next step is to begin registering members for that party. We spoke to Morgan last year about why he wants to launch a third party.
The legislation that's come out of Tallahassee has not benefited the people. Property insurance is a disaster.
Morgan previously told us two major platforms for his party would be full legalization of marijuana and rolling back new insurance laws that prevents policyholders from being awarded attorney fees. People who join the Common Ground Party will be known as grounders.
Yeah, so he's a huge advocate for legalization of marijuana as well. I mean, he's been pushing for that to get onto the ballot, and he's one of the reasons why it's been on the ballot for the last couple of voting sessions, because he is a huge advocate for the legalization of marijuana. Not necessarily for the for the medicinal benefits of it, in addition to just the extreme value that it would create from a taxing purpose. In order to feed our communities well-needed tax dollars. In order to make the country or the state a better place to live in, you know what I mean? So he's a very smart man. He's been in law for years, and I know you've seen his buses driving down the street. Like on the side of the city buses, billboards. Every third billboard, I think, is a John Morgan billboard. You can't turn on network television without seeing 40 commercials during the episode of Jeopardy. So the guy's he's more of a marketing genius than he is a good lawyer, but they do win their cases all the time. He's got an amazing team around him, and he's a billionaire. He's made his name by promoting himself and upholding the law and being an upstanding citizen. And now he's coming up with his own political party, which I think, I'll look into it and see. But I mean, the idiots that we have right now, the Democrats and Republicans, they're certainly not setting the world on fire with anything whatsoever. So I mean, why not take a look at something different and figure out what's a better option, for the American people. You know what I mean? So John Morgan, he's going to be starting his political party here soon, and we might be able to take advantage of that. Listen, guys, it's been a great show today. I enjoy doing this every morning when I can, and we'll be back tomorrow. Okay, next week will be a bit of a weird week for me because I do leave to go on vacation on the 2nd, and I'm gone through the 8th. So unfortunately, I won't be able to air anything during that time. But I'll try to jam pack the shows between now and then and get you the most up to date and the most riveting information that you can think of right here on your daily dose on the Guerrilla Radio Network. Have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk to you soon.
My soul, I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Oh, give me the beat, boys, and free my soul. I wanna get lost in your rock and roll and drift away.
You forget your fucking name.
That I'm wasting time. I don't understand the things I do. The world outside looks so unkind.